Hey, you guys, it's Brandy Chanel. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to your Married at First Sight Season 14, Episode 2 review. Without further ado, let's get into it. Whew, you guys, I'm enjoying the episode, but it's so damn long. Like this shit, it took me 2 days. That's why these last couple of reviews been so late because they've been so freaking long. Like a lot of this stuff they can just do without. Like finding the dress, having these long drawn out conversations with their family. Like they can definitely cut some of this shit down to an hour. Okay. And there's only three couples that I'm interested in, and that's the two black couples, okay? And Lindsay and Michael, Steve, what's that man name? Mark, Lindsay and Mark. Child, I gave him all kind of names. I'm only interested in those three couples. Them other two couples ain't giving. They're not giving. I mean, one of them looked like they might be giving next episode, so I'll be tuned in to see that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get on with the review. So we're at Jasmina and Michael's wedding. Michael is talking to his groomsmen about being vulnerable. Jasmina is nervous. Michael's siblings are there. And at one point, so they're all getting ready. At one point, because we all know that his parents have passed away. His mom passed away of breast cancer. So I think his brother had pinned him with the breast cancer pin. I thought that was beautiful. I really did. You guys, I'm rooting for Jasmina and Michael. But I don't want to get invested because I always end up disappointed with some of these couples. Like I always end up disappointed. So even though I want them to work, we'll see when they start living together and go on vacation together. We'll see. Okay, Jasmina is so nervous that she wants to throw up. She feels sick. It comes to the point where they're finally having the ceremony. And Jasmina is walking down the aisle looking gorgeous. She was beautiful, right? And Michael, I loved his reaction. He was like, wow, she's so beautiful. I mean, I love that moment between them two. I enjoyed the humor that Jasmina had when she got to the aisle. When she came there, she was like, well, you've been here before, you come here often or something like that. Her vows was beautiful. Like it started off kind of funny. I think it was a good way to break the ice because that seems like an awkward situation. I mean, why wouldn't it be? You're about to marry somebody that you don't know. So it seemed like, she did that to kind of break the ice and it worked. I love the vows, her vows. Then at the end, she dropped it like dropping a mic. I thought that was really sweet. I love the way they jumped the broom. And it just seemed like they were both. It seems like he was a little bit more excited than she was. But what we've noticed about Jasmina is that she's a little reserved. But I did love their ceremony. I thought it was beautiful. They jumped the broom and everything. They looked great. Mark and Lindsay. Yeah, I don't know why I like Mark and Lindsay. Mark and Lindsay, I don't know, because she's so up here and he seems like he's a little mellowed out, but I thought they would both be really energetic people, but I think her energy overpowers his, so he has no choice but to be kind of mellowed out, right? They're taking pictures. She says, oh, I'm already in tennis shoes. Give me a few minutes and start, layers are going to start coming off. I'm going to be in my underwear in a minute. I'm like, ma'am, you don't see all his family and you don't see his family and friends out here and you sitting up here talking about taking off all your clothes. I'm like, Lindsay, girl, reel it in. Just reel it in, girl. When they are dancing, she asks about, well, at some point he meets her father. And then she asks about some lady, in the blue or something. And she asks, was that his mother? And he says, you'll know, and that she wouldn't make it. And then she was like, is that a tough, relationship? He said yes. And then she said, she has a tough relationship as well with her mom. So I felt the connection there. So we're back to Jasmina and Michael. So I like the fact that he held her dress while they were walking. So they're walking. He's holding her dress. He says that she looks like a black Barbie doll, which she does. I mean, it's Jasmina and Katina are some really beautiful women. They are really gorgeous. The conversation is really awkward. He asks her about her sleep schedule. And, she goes to bed at 6. She goes to sleep at 2, but wakes up at 6. But, because she's up watching Korean movies. He said he's a grandpa, like he goes to bed early and he doesn't watch much TV. And I was like, well, you don't watch much TV? What you be doing? Like, because, well, I don't know, because my husband, he doesn't watch a whole lot of TV. He plays video games. Nigga over 30 playing video games, whatever. But, they were kind of laughing about that, just kind of getting to know each other. It was a genuine moment. But it was also kind of awkward. Lindsay and Mark reception. I thought it was, I don't know. I couldn't take Lindsay and Mark so seriously because she kept joking. She kept just being, I don't know. She was just too hyper for me. I'm like, girl, calm it down. But she lets us know that she does find Mark attractive, okay? We're back to Jasmine and Michael. So they were dancing. And for me, it seems like they had a lot of chemistry. But Jasmina says, it's a little chemistry, but it's not a spark. And it's like, well, okay, they just met. Like I said, I'm holding out for them, but I really feel like Jasmina is going to be the one to be like kind of holding back. I feel like that because she's already kind of reserved. But I don't know. I'm really holding out hope for Jasmine and Michael because I love them, okay? So we are still looking for wedding dresses, y'all. We got Katina picking out a wedding dress and Olajuwon picking out a tux. Olajuwon's family is worried that his expectations are too high. And I am too. Especially since he already let us know that he used to be a party guy. Like he used to be out here in the strip club. We saw him at his little bachelor party. Okay, so I was like, yeah, his expectations are way too high. But, he ends up choosing a white tux. Katina, she chose a nice little A-line dress. I thought it was beautiful. She did have one dress before that one that was like, it wasn't really a wedding dress. It screamed evening gown. But other than that, I think she looked really beautiful. We have Noi picking out a wedding dress and Steve picking out a tux. He mentions that his grandparents at one point they were an arranged marriage, and he thinks that is going to work for him. And my whole thing is, it probably was an arranged marriage because of circumstances. Okay. I think a lot of people back in his grandparents' days didn't have many options, especially the women. Okay. So the thing was to get married to someone who can provide and take care of you. Nowadays, we really don't have that because women are actually making their own money. They don't need a man for shit. Okay, even sex. We don't need a man for sex. Okay, all these damn toys out here. We don't need that. So he needs to kind of keep that in mind. Okay. I love Noi's dress. I thought Noi's dress looked beautiful. I thought she looked beautiful. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. Noi, Steve, and Alyssa, and what's her guy's name? And Chris. Yeah, I kind of breezed through their parts because they're not giving me anything. They're not giving me anything so far. Okay, it's only episode 2, but they're not really giving me a whole lot, right? So Alyssa is going dress shopping, and she lets us know that she's already purchased 10 dresses. If if a bitch, what you do for a living to purchase 10 wedding dresses? I mean, them shits is expensive. I want to know what she do for a living. But anyway. The dress she picked was okay. I think she picked a dress that was like, it was sheer at the top, and then it was fitted, but then it was kind of like a bustier or something, like a little corset. I'm trying bustier. Us a little corset up at the top, but I thought it was beautiful. Chris's tux, it looked okay to me. He lets us know that he comes to Married to First Sight because he doesn't want to be lonely. And I feel like you don't need to get married for that. You actually need to go to therapy, because what if it doesn't work out? I'm just saying, what if it doesn't work out? So it is Katina and Olajuwon's wedding day, okay? And I kind of, you know, I was kind of happy that I don't know. It kind of melted my heart a little bit that Elijah Wan was getting so emotional. They're getting ready, they're getting dressed. The little knickknacks and paddywhacks they doing. Like everyone's getting dressed and putting on their clothes. At some point, Elijah Wan, I like that I'm pronouncing his name right. Okay, Elijah Wan, he becomes a little child. He becomes a baby, and he starts. He cries to his brother. I mean, it was really emotional. He's really emotional. And they go in the room, they talk, and then he comes out. He's still getting ready. His sister is telling him, listen, it is your day. Okay. It is your day. This is your moment. All right. Okay. So then he goes downstairs. He's by the tree. They're talking. His family leaves him. Then he asks the producer for a hug, and I was like, he is losing it. It was so obvious he was so nervous because even when him and Katina like left, he was still talking. He was doing a lot of talking, and I think it's because the situation was so awkward. Okay, so Katina walks down the aisle. Katina is beautiful. Now, Katina, that's a lot of damn hair you got. Okay, it's a lot of weave. You're beautiful. You a gorgeous woman, and do look good. But I would love to see her in a bob. I think on the after party she had on some braids. I was like, that's just a lot of damn hair. That's just fuck. It looks hot outside, so it was just a lot. It was too much goddamn hair. Anyway, she walks down the aisle. He says, "Wow, she's beautiful." I like him and Michael's reaction to the brides coming down the aisle. I completely live. They're having like a little conversation. It was so cute because they're having like a little conversation before the actual ceremony starts. So he knows that she has a lot of tattoos. She asks about his tattoos. And it's like they're having a conversation. It's almost like they're having a first date in front of everybody. But their first date just so happens to be a wedding. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that part of it. Um, I thought the wedding was beautiful. I thought both their vows was beautiful. I love the fact that Elijah Wan, kind of grabbed her by the hand. He didn't really have anything wrote down. He spoke from his heart. And I mean, I like that. Listen, I don't have much faith in Elijah Wan or Katina's, situation because I feel like he's gonna want her. He has high expectations, and if she doesn't meet those expectations, he's just gonna want to quit. And I feel like he's too much of a party person because even though he's telling us, "Oh, I'm ready to put the past behind me," and is that the third? We'll see. When the person, the pastor, whoever, the officiant, whatever you want to call it, was talking, she mentioned that Elijah Wan hopes that you can cook or something like that, and she was like, I was like, oh Lord, she can't cook. You gonna be having to DoorDash that bitch. I don't know what you gonna do. But I thought it was still a really good ceremony. I like the fact that they were, I loved it. Okay. Um, so at the end, he asked for a kiss. She gave him a kiss. I don't know how I would do in those situations because like we're just meeting, but it's our wedding day. Like, I don't know. I might give him a kiss. I don't know. Um, so they're outside talking. Katina does not know how to pronounce his name. She said Elijah. It's Elijah Wan. So she got it. She got it eventually. They're talking and he's like red. He's flustered. I think he was just so nervous and so excited at the same time that he didn't know how to control himself. He asked her for another kiss. She gave him a kiss. I thought that was really sweet. Um, it's awkward at first. He's talking, he's letting her know about the expectations and things that of the third. He's letting her know that I will protect you. If there's anything that's an issue in our marriage, please let me know. He's just I think he's just talking a lot because he wants everything to be perfect and She's kind of overwhelmed because his personality is so strong and he's being straightforward, even though I think he's nervous. And she's overwhelmed, and she said he was handsome, so we'll see. It's only the first day. So then we have Miss Noy and Steve. It's Noy and Steve's wedding day. Steve keeps letting us know that he's independent. And I guess my whole thing is, it's going to be a hard transition for Steve because he just, went on this 4-month trip. He's so used to doing everything on his own time without having to converse with anybody about any decisions he's going to have to make. And when you're married, you can't do that. So it's going to be a tough transition for him to go from being independent to having someone there that he's going to have to consider. But that was the end of the episode. I thought, the weddings that we saw were beautiful. Mark and Lindsay, it was it was more funny with Mark and Lindsay than it was anything else. But that's it. That's it. I try to condense Married at First Sight down because it's such a long episode. It's so long. So that's it, you guys. That's it for Married at First Sight, season 14, episode 2 review. If you don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel. Until next time, toodles.